In 1983, Pepsi offered Michael Jackson 5 times what Coca-Cola thought he was worth, an unheard-of $5 million gamble that would echo through pop culture forever. But this was not just about money. Jackson's demands would flip the rules of celebrity endorsements, turning a soda ad into a global spectacle. How did one deal rewrite the entire playbook, and why did Coke walk away from history? Jay Coleman, a sharp-eyed broker in the world of entertainment marketing, held the keys to what could have been a historic partnership. He approached Coca-Cola with a proposal. Michael Jackson, then riding the tidal wave of Thriller's global success, was available for endorsement. The price tag, $1 million, seemed bold for the era, but not for a star who had just redefined pop music. Inside Coca-Cola's Atlanta headquarters, executives weighed the offer. They saw Jackson as a niche figure, someone whose appeal could be folded into what they described as a more targeted, ethnic campaign. The company's advertising playbook, shaped by decades of market segmentation, treated Black artists as spokespeople for specific demographics, not as faces of a global brand. The $1 million sum, though record-setting for most celebrities at the time, reflected that limited vision. It was an offer built on caution, not ambition. Coleman, recalling those meetings, later said Coke gave it serious consideration, yet couldn't make that leap of faith. The deal never moved beyond the boardroom. Coca-Cola's decision was shaped by the belief that their core market would not respond to Jackson's youth-driven, cross-racial appeal. Instead of seeing a chance to lead a new era, they clung to the old rules, missing the scale of Jackson's influence and the shifting dynamics of pop culture of the 1980s. With Coke unwilling to budge, the door stood wide open for a rival to rewrite the rules. Jay Coleman, undeterred, took the proposal to Pepsi, setting the stage for a confrontation that would change not only advertising, but the value of celebrity itself. Inside Pepsi's purchase, New York headquarters, the atmosphere buzzed with urgency. Executives studied the proposal Jay Coleman brought, a partnership with Michael Jackson. Fresh off the global explosion of Thriller, the price was staggering, $5 million, not for tour sponsorship, but just for commercials and brand tie-ins. In 1983, no pop star had ever commanded a sum like this. Adjusted for inflation, the deal would top $12 million today. For Pepsi, it was not just a check. It was a wager on youth, culture, and the future of advertising. CEO Roger Enrico and his marketing chief Alan Potash saw an opening. Coca-Cola had just passed on Jackson, failing to grasp his crossover power. Pepsi's team wanted to do more than catch up. They wanted to leapfrog the competition. The $5 million contract covered a series of high-production commercials and exclusive integration with the upcoming Victory Tour, aiming to paint Pepsi as the drink of the new generation. The company's strategy was bold. Instead of treating Jackson as a spokesperson for a single demographic, they would make him the face of a movement, blending pop music, dance, and branding in a way that had never been attempted. The deal sent shockwaves through the industry. Ad agencies and rival brands scrambled to make sense of the figure. For context, most celebrity endorsements at the time paid out a fraction of that amount, usually less than $500,000. Pepsi's gamble was not just about money, it was a public declaration that the rules had changed. Suddenly, the value of a global superstar was measured not by airtime or appearances, but by the cultural electricity they could bring to a brand. Michael Jackson's approach to the Pepsi deal wasn't just about the money. He came to the table with demands that no pop star had ever made before. Jackson refused to be filmed holding a Pepsi can, rejecting the standard image of a celebrity as a walking billboard. He also set a strict rule. His face could appear on screen for no more than 3 seconds at a time. This wasn't about shyness, it was a calculated move. By limiting his own presence, Jackson shifted the focus to his music and performance, making the commercials feel more like short films than advertisements. He insisted on creative control over every element, from choreography to the final edit. His team negotiated veto rights over how his image and music would be used, a power rarely granted to talent in that era. Instead of simply lending his name, Jackson became a co-creator, shaping the campaign's look and sound. The contract language reflected this new dynamic, turning the artist from a hired face into a true partner. For Pepsi, it meant adapting to a new kind of relationship, one where the star called the shots and the brand followed his lead. Bob Giraldi, the director behind Michael Jackson's iconic Beat It video, stepped into the Pepsi project with a mission to turn a commercial into a spectacle. The set buzzed with the energy of a music video shoot, not a traditional ad. Jackson's influence ran through every detail. He personally scouted locations, weighed in on camera angles, and worked side by side with Giraldi to design choreography that captured the excitement of his live performances. The soundtrack didn't just borrow from his hits, it reinvented them. Billie Jean became a jingle, its lyrics rewritten to fit Pepsi's new generation message, but the groove and attitude stayed pure Jackson. Instead of the usual product placements, the commercials pulsed with dance battles, street scenes, and quick kinetic cuts. Jackson's face never lingered, and he never touched a Pepsi can. The focus stayed on movement, music, and the feeling of being part of something fresh. Giraldi's approach, paired with Jackson's creative demands, produced ads that looked and felt like blockbuster videos. The campaign didn't just sell soda, it sold a vision of youth, style, and possibility, setting a new standard for what a celebrity partnership could look like. January 27, 1984, the Shrine Auditorium in Los Angeles pulsed with energy as Michael Jackson and his brothers prepared for another take of the Pepsi commercial. Pyrotechnics lined the stage, timed to erupt as Michael descended a staircase in perfect rhythm with the music. On the sixth take, a burst of sparks shot higher than planned, catching the heavy hair gel in Michael's hair. In seconds, flames raced across his scalp. Crew members rushed to smother the fire, but the damage was done. Second and third-degree burns covered his head and scalp. Jackson was rushed to Brotman Memorial Hospital's burn unit, his face hidden by a blanket as news cameras gathered outside. Doctors worked to treat the burns, and the incident dominated headlines worldwide. Pepsi moved quickly to settle, agreeing to pay $1.5 million. Jackson refused to keep a cent. He donated the full amount to Brotman Memorial Hospital, funding the creation of the Michael Jackson Burn Center for Children. The accident left him with permanent scars, but his response turned personal pain into public good. For many, the shocking footage of the accident became a reminder of the risks behind the spectacle and the human cost of chasing bigger, bolder campaigns. After the accident, Pepsi's partnership with Michael Jackson did not slow down. It accelerated. In 1987, the company doubled down with a new global deal worth $10 million. This agreement extended far beyond the United States, tying Jackson's Bad album and world tour to Pepsi's brand in more than 20 countries. The financial leap was staggering. What began as a $5 million experiment in 1983 had become a template for multi-million-dollar, multi-year contracts, with Jackson as both creative force and cultural ambassador. By 1992, Pepsi announced another renewal, this time described as the largest entertainer corporation pact ever signed. While the company kept the final figure confidential, industry analysts placed the value well above previous deals. Each renewal did not just add dollars, it reinforced a new standard for how brands and artists would work together. The blueprint was clear: massive fees, creative control for the star, and commercials that looked more like music videos than traditional ads. This triad of money, artistry, and spectacle became the model for the modern celebrity endorsement. Today, global brands routinely seek out partnerships that echo the structure Jackson and Pepsi codified, treating artists not as spokespeople, but as collaborators who can shape the brand's identity on a worldwide stage. Today, global brands pay musicians and influencers hundreds of millions, often on the artist's terms. Every viral campaign owes a debt to the moment creative control shifted. When the next superstar signs, remember, the blueprint was drawn not by marketers, but by an artist who knew his worth. Share your thoughts below.